Welcome, listeners, to another episode of A Cup of Cozy. Today, I have the pleasure of sitting down with Emily, better known as Meeses Gaming on social media. Emily is a gamer and a content creator. You may have seen some of her reels, such as rating video game chickens or what the men of Stardew Valley smell like. You may have also heard of her referred to as the feminist gamer. Welcome to the show, Emily.
Hi! Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm very excited.
Me too.
Your mug is adorable.
Thank you. Thank you. It is full of furry forest creatures.
It's a very cottagecore.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Bambi or is it?
It is Bambi themed, yes.
Okay.
So there's all of the characters on there. I don't remember their names.
Yeah, I haven't watched that movie in such a long time.
Yeah, but they're cute.
They are cute. They are cute. So what's in your cute Bambi mug?
I got kind of a medicinal drink today. It's licorice root and corn silk tea.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Helps fight
corn
inflammation.
Silk?
Yeah. It coats everything. Makes everything real
lubed up.
I was like, should I say that? So I let you say
it. Nice.
Yeah.
I also have tea today.
What kind?
Mine's lemon ginger. Pretty standard.
That's a good one.
But I've had a cough, so hopefully this will help the cough.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough to have long conversations when you got a little tickle in your throat.
I'm actually okay. When I was younger, I used to sing and act. I was a musical theater kid. And so that got me really good at if my throat feels weird, I can still talk.
Nice. That's a good skill to have.
It is. I didn't think it would really come in handy in my adult life, but apparently I talk a lot.
But now you podcast. Yeah.
Yes. Very true. Well, why don't we jump into it?
That sounds good.
So, for the people who just don't know who you are, the people who listen to the show, we've got people from the cozy gaming community, people from the bookish community, so they might not know who you are. Fill them in on who is Emily.
Okay. Hi, I'm Emily. I run a couple social media pages under Meeses Gaming, and I call myself the feminist gamer because I like to talk about cozy games, but I also like to talk. Wow, my cat just jumped on my chair. So I hope the audio of her claws going into my chair shows up. But yeah. So yeah, I'm the feminist gamer. That's it.
Where did the name come from?
Like Meeses or yeah. So that one's a tough one because it's stupid. I was moving across the country and I was trying to do it as quickly as possible. So it was like a really fast trip, and so it was like driving, and I was tired, and I also wasn't eating real food. So I was eating like candied pecans because that's what I had in my car. And I was with a partner at the time, and an ex-partner, and I really like the meme, look at all those chickens.
I don't know that meme.
You don't know that meme?
No.
It's like a little girl and she's like, look at all those chickens. Okay.
I'm gonna have to look it up now.
And then I think it's just ducks. So she's like, look at all those chickens, and it's ducks. And she's calling them chickens. So that's the whole meme. And I I said, I think my thought process was, I'm going to say, look at all those moose. And I was referring to cows on the road because there were a bunch of cows.
Yes.
So look at all those moose. And it was going to be like a parody of that little girl's meme. And, and I said, look at all those Meeses. That's it. That's my gaming title.
You want to know what I thought it was from?
Sure. No, is it Meesinks from Rick and Morty?
No.
Yes. Okay.
No, I thought it was like a play on like Reese's Pieces.
Oh, yeah. It could.
So it was like, I was like, maybe she's like really into Reese's peanut butter cups.
Maybe that's what I should say from now on.
Nah, now it's on the podcast. Now everybody's gonna know.
Darn it. Yeah, I did call. It's funny because you and Alyssa in her podcast, in your podcast with her, talked about my Discord, and I was overhearing that, and I was like, I haven't been active on there in a long time.
Really?
Yeah, and it is called Meeses Pieces.
Oh, see, maybe that's why I thought that.
Because I think that's like the perfect, like, those are my Meeses Pieces. Are my people in the Discord.
I wouldn't have thought it came from moose.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't think that it comes from that. Because it doesn't. But shouldn't.
I love to know the background of people's names, because we were talking about this in like way back when we first started chatting about how our names, we didn't think we were going to stick with them. And then people start to know you by that name. And you're like, great, that's what I am now. No rebrand.
Yeah, no, I started with Meeses Pieces, and then I was originally just posting about cozy games, and then I got really into like talking about women in games and feminism and all of that relating to video games. And I was like, well, I am going to rebrand. And that's when I took on the title of like feminist gamer, because it's just like, it's a great marketing tactic, one, because people look and they're like, what the heck is that? The heck. And usually it also makes people angry, which is funny. And I was like, you know what? I should really have like a social handle that makes sense. But by then it was far too late. So I'm stuck.
Happens.
Yeah.
But now it's unique.
Yeah.
And so building off that, what made you want to start content creation in the first place?
Oh God. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it kind of has, actually. I didn't think about it. It's been like 3+ years. Truly what it was I was really interested in streaming on Twitch. Okay. And I had done a bunch of research, and I was like, there's no way for me to like genuinely stream on Twitch and be successful unless I start a social media to actually like promote it. And presence, gain a presence. And so I started doing that, and I just kind of like fell in love with the community. And I kind of dropped into the cozy games community, and I was like, this place rocks. Can I live here? So I stuck around, and I kind of stopped making content as a funnel to my Twitch, and instead just made content because I really liked it and I really liked the community.
Do you still stream on Twitch?
Boy, do I want to, but no. So far, well, listen, I'm trying to get back into it right now. I have like my Twitch set up and ready to go, but everyone knows if you stream, it's really difficult to like do that first stream. It's like so much energy, and it's kind of like performing. Like you have to kind of get back on to
it is straightening.
Yeah. It's straight. Do you stream?
I do. I was streaming pretty regularly for like a year. Oof. And then I wanted to start the podcast.
Yeah.
So I had started a different podcast at the time. It was just related to books, and I did that instead of streaming. Now I'm doing this podcast, but since I've started this podcast, I've kind of gotten back into Twitch. So I have not committed to a regular schedule, but I've been streaming like once a week, and it is exhausting.
Yeah, even just once a week is really tough. So totally, it's just like, and Alyssa, ttinventory, is streaming. I think
every day.
I think that woman's streaming every day.
Yeah.
I would have a panic attack, and then they would need to like induce me in a coma to recuperate from that.
I know. I was thinking that. So since Alyssa was on the show, which I think it was episode 3, if people want to check that out, I found out that she does co-working streams, which is basically you stream yourself while you're being productive and doing things, and people listen to music, and you got like a task list going. And now I'm in there all the time because it's very motivating to be in a co-working stream. But I was like, this is dedication.
Yeah.
For like 6 hours sitting in front of the camera being productive.
Yeah. And you know she's getting things done too.
Yeah.
She's a wild woman.
She is busy.
She is busy.
How did you two become friends? How did you meet?
How did we meet? I think we just kind of met within the Cozy Game community on Instagram. And I'm not sure, I can't remember now how we like actually started becoming friends. But I think one day she was just like, I'm going to come visit you. And I was like, okay. And she did. So, and she's come visit me like 3 times, I think. I need to go visit her. If she's due a visit from me. But yeah, we're friends now.
Nice.
In real life.
That seems to be a theme with people who come on the show, is how they've made friends in these different communities. And you said that you like fell in love with the community. What about it?
Everyone's so kind and supportive. And again, it's like, I don't think a lot of people join a community expecting to make like actual lifelong friends, like an online community, you know, like I think growing up, especially being technically still a 90s baby, I didn't really like making online friends wasn't really a thing that you could do. Also, like, stranger danger.
Yeah, you can make some sketchy online friends, maybe.
You sure can, and I sure have. But I mean, look at Alyssa.
So strange.
So strange. No, but yeah, I think I didn't expect to like actually make genuine connections with people, and then I did, and I was like, wow, this is so wholesome and welcoming, and I actually feel like I'm getting things done and like I'm living life, because you don't always feel fulfilled like that when you interact with online social media spaces, you know?
Yeah, I totally get that. This community is very welcoming. I feel like some other gaming communities can be as well. Like my husband plays PUBG, and he has friends that he's been playing like every week with for years.
Wow.
And PUBG. Yeah. We even met up with one of his PUBG friends in person.
Maybe don't.
I was pretty nervous. It was in a very public place. We went out to like a Mexican restaurant in New York City.
Okay.
But I think even over the internet, my husband's got pretty good judgment character.
Yeah, I feel like you can tell, usually.
But there are definitely some toxic people on there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is something I want to chat with you about.
Oh.
So.
I'm an expert.
You've talked about, and I talked with Alyssa about this a bit too, of being a woman coming into the gaming space and how there's harassment that is involved if you're playing more traditionally competitive type games and like Call of Duty and things like that. So, just what has been your experience as a woman in that more traditional gaming space? And how have you dealt with it?
Yeah, so a lot of people, because I'm in the cozy game space, a lot of people don't know that I started gaming actually by playing Destiny 2. Destiny 2 was my first ever like legit game where I played it all by myself and had a really great time. And then from there, I went into Call of Duty. And after that is when I finally discovered Animal Crossing. Thank God. I was like, this is all we have to play out here? Ew. Gross. But yeah, so I was kind of in both of those spaces. And I can't, my memory's so bad now as a wee 25-year-old that I can't remember when I was like really dealing with harassment, but it was like I think I only had to open my mouth once and I was like, that's never happening ever again. Um because it was just immediate and visceral. Um like the lashing out, and like it's just not fun. Like
Yeah.
obviously. Um and it's other things like I play League of Legends. Listen, a lot of people would suggest that I'm, you know, crazy for playing League of Legends, and I would agree with them. But I really like it, so I'm not going to stop. And it's even when there's no voice chat on League, there's still sexism and all of that, like, and misogyny involved. Just the other day I was playing and like somebody, it's just these, I assume, young men. I cannot bear to fathom, although I know that it's true, that adult men are saying these things. But I have to think young men just going on and saying whatever misogynistic stuff pops into their head. Um, and it sucks. Like, I want to go on a game and escape. And you know, it's unfortunate that women can't do that.
Do you feel like it's gotten any better?
Um, no. No. I mean, I've only been playing for, a few years. Um, but I do think like the numbers of women playing games are up. And that's proven. That's a proven fact. But I feel like have gotten really good at like kind of noticing when somebody, like, even in League, I feel like I know when it's not a man playing, because it's like the way that they interact, it's the way that they like ping, it's the way that they respond to you. If you say like, you'll just type in the chat or whatever, like, sorry I stole your kill, and they'll respond with like a heart, and I'm like, that is not a man responding to me. That is not a man. Thank God. So yeah, I feel like maybe there's a more inclusive audience playing games, but is the harassment any better? No, I don't think so.
Still need to work on that. It's hard because you can't really police those communities.
No.
They're
I
like
mean,
self-policed.
the thing that like needs to happen is that game developers need to be like on it more with like, the people that they're, because they have, report features, obviously, where you can report people, but like, you need to like kick them out of the game. It's like they give these silly little slaps on the hand. If they're saying like awful, and they say some truly awful things, like awful things that I wouldn't repeat just because I don't want to trigger anybody or have that be upsetting. But it is upsetting. And it's like, if somebody's saying that, why not just like ban them from the game?
Yeah.
Why not do that? Just
freedom of speech,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Yes. Yeah. Right. No, but yeah. There needs to be harsher punishments for people who, just say awful things online.
Yeah. I agree with that. I haven't experienced that myself much because I don't play games in that sphere. I just don't play a lot of like online multiplayer games, but I know how big of an issue it could be. And so what would you recommend then to a woman who like really wants to play League of Legends? But then she's going in all of these, I don't even know what they're called, lobbies. And there's all these misogynistic men in there. How do you recommend handling all that?
Well, League is kind of an outlier, just because it's all text-based lobbies, so it's not you never have to communicate with anybody over voice, which is good because what everyone says to do is to mute and block or whatever, just mute everybody. So my tip, if you're playing League and you just don't want to deal with it, is mute everybody as soon as you get in. You never have to hear about it, ever. Or if you're like me and you like to have a little fun, you keep it open, read all of them, and then I like to, specifically in League, I like to, they don't feel very comfortable when I call them baby girl. So I like to call the men that say those things baby girl, or ask them if just, probably things that aren't very nice, but I'm toxic back. And it's a good time. I have a good fun time with it, okay?
That's good. Yeah. That's good. You should post some screenshots.
Okay.
I'm interested. My husband plays this one game. I don't know what it's called. It's like really old. It's real-time strategy. And the community on there is so toxic.
Really?
It's so bad. He records every game he plays just to like catalog how toxic it is.
I kind of want to know what game that is. You'll have to. Maybe
I'll have to message you afterwards. It's an older game, so it doesn't have a huge player base, but people are like so mean.
That's nuts. I don't get it.
Like, it's not that serious.
It's not.
What are you doing?
And I what are you doing? I unfortunately do rage at games, but it's like I would never do that to somebody else. I would never be like, you idiot. How dare you suck at this game? Because it's just like, what is that going to do? It's not going to do anything.
I know.
But I do it in private.
That's okay. So. We all have to at some point.
Yeah. But but I would say like for anyone who's playing like games where you have to use voice chat, it's really, really tough. And that's the part that I get really upset by, is like it's so much bigger than just like, I just want to play my little game. It's like women who genuinely want to have a career in esports, and then they're unable to because all of these games require like a certain amount of communication with your fellow players. And how are they supposed to communicate when they're not being respected? They're getting literally sexually harassed. And so it's like, I'm constantly talking about the the difference in the amount of esports teams and players that are men versus women. And it's just like, that's part of the problem. It starts at the very bottom where women are first getting introduced to games and they can't even play like optimally because they just can't. Like we just can't. So, there's not a lot you can do about people other than to mute and or there are a few really good TikTokers. I wish I had their handles up right now, but they do a lot of talking back type videos where they record all of their interactions and then post them. And that's nice because I think that's really empowering. I think it's empowering actually to see how other women deal with that harassment. So I'll have to find those later, but yeah.
Yeah, we could put those in the show notes.
Yeah.
Those accounts.
Yeah. Okay.
That'd be good. Huh. So that kind of leads me to a similar topic. I watched your video about your gaming journey, your YouTube.
Oh God, you saw that?
Yes.
It's
part of my research.
I should unlist that.
Oh, it's good. I like it. I think it represents people, and that's where I'm getting to. You talk about how you didn't really play games growing up. You didn't own that as a hobby growing up, but that you got into it as an adult. And gaming, at least maybe just because of the bubble I'm in, it seems to be more prevalent these days, especially with adults. But some people are like, why are you gaming? You're like in your 20s and your 30s. Like, what are you doing? What say you to people who are in their 20s or older? They've never played video games before, but they're curious.
Yeah. It's tough to make that like little leap, but like I would say get a gaming console and start gaming. Or what's great about today's technology is we have a ton of really great games on things like Apple Arcade. What's the Android one? I don't know what the Android store is called because I don't use Android.
The Play Store.
Oh.
Really simple.
Oh,
Play.
Yeah. The Play Store. So we have like Stardew Valley is on mobile. I think Wildflowers is on mobile as well.
That started as an Apple Arcade game.
So there you go. So there are tons of, and like for me, what I really like about games is like it's silly, but I really like the tactile controllers. Like because I grew up watching my brothers play. And so I would hear all the controllers and it looked so fun, like pressing all the buttons. And that sounds silly, but like I was like, ooh, fun. So like for me, I don't particularly vibe with mobile games as much because I don't get that like tactile reward feeling of like pressing all the buttons and doing all the things. But if you're just getting into games and you're like nervous and you don't want to, shell out on a console, you can always do that. But also Nintendo Switch, pretty much any console, if you get it and then you don't like it, you could turn it around and sell it on like something else real quick for about the same price.
That is true.
Ask if somebody you know has a Nintendo Switch. Maybe you can check it out, borrow it. I don't know. But
any games you recommend? First time games?
Yeah. I always recommend Stardew Valley as a starter because I feel like it's a cozy classic. It's just an insane game. I mean, it was made by one person and it's just got so much content and it's such a beautiful game and it's so simple. But I feel like the classics that also do well, like Animal Crossing, Wildflowers is also a good one because it's so simple and sweet to understand and just a really easy, like there's no barrier to entry there. Stardew Valley is probably a little bit more complicated. Wildflowers would be like so easy for somebody to pick up and learn.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't played Wildflowers.
Really?
I haven't.
It's pretty I think they have, I can't remember because I've played so many cozy games now. I can't remember if they're like implementing a lot of systems in cozy games that are really nice, where it's like time saving. It's like you don't have to toggle through different tools. You just walk up to whatever resource you're looking to get and you'll get it.
Quality of life.
Yeah,
updates.
Quality of life. And sometimes those things are fun. Sometimes you want to. Like sometimes I like toggling through everything in Stardew Valley to get to it. But like for somebody who's just starting to game, something like that would be so simple, you know?
Yeah.
What was your first game?
I did play games growing up. Now they weren't like great games. But I played like those plug and play games that you plugged into the TV. Those were great.
Nice.
I had the My Dream Life. So really girly pop game. It had this little remote. Did you play it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I know what you're talking about. I'm going to look it up right now.
It's like a green ball, and it has a remote inside.
Yes. Damn.
Yeah. Somebody I follow on YouTube played it like last year or something and did a review.
How do you even do that now? Do you... Oh, that cord is rough. That's like you gotta plug that baby into the TV.
Yes. It's like the red, yellow, white.
You gotta screw those. You gotta screw those suckers in.
I loved that game, and now looking back, I'm like, wow, that was really boring.
Wow.
You like click like, do you want to do your chores or go to the mall? Anyway, that's awesome. I played that growing up. We had the SpongeBob one where the nose is his controller.
That's amazing.
Still have that because that one's a classic.
Good.
And then this one game, I loved it. It's called Ribbit King. It kind of has a cult following. It's a PS2 game, and I think it was on GameCube too.
Yes, I've seen this.
It's like golf, but with frogs.
It's like I love that description.
The frogs are the golf balls.
I'm looking.
Also known as frolf. Frog golf.
Okay. Well, those are frogs, yeah. I'm seeing them. I'm looking right at the frolf.
It is a cozy, chaotic game, and I still play it like once a month.
It's good for you. That's awesome.
I've gotten some of my friends into it as adults. Like, come over for like a game night, and they're like, "Can we play like a round of frolf?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Can we play? Next time I go to a party, I'm gonna say, "You guys up for a game of frolf?" And I'll probably say no.
Yeah. So that's where my gaming journey started. But then I didn't feel like I was a gamer because I wasn't playing like Mario.
Right.
Or The Legend of Zelda or Call of Duty.
Right.
I was playing frolf. And
I was playing frolf.
But as I've gotten older, I've realized, you know what? I was a gamer. Just because I was playing frolf and SpongeBob Bubble Pop, that doesn't make me any less of a gamer.
No, you were You were putting those froths right in their respective holes.
That's probably the weirdest game I played growing up. We also had an iToy.
An iToy?
It was a add-on for the PlayStation 2. It's a little camera so that you could do like games where you have to like move your body.
Oh, I remember that.
Because my parents were like, we don't want our kids playing video games.
They didn't want you to be...
You guys could get an iToy because that's active.
Right. Right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was like crazy technology at the time.
Kind of, yeah. Kind of a big deal.
Now we've got VR.
I don't... Do you or your husband have VR?
We don't.
I don't either, and I don't think I would like it very much.
Have you ever tried it?
I have. And I had a panic attack. Because
too immersive.
It was too immersive, and it was like the first thing I played. Well, not really, because I'd played things like Beat Saber and stuff like that, but then I played one that was like this actual fighting game where people would like come up and you would have to like take care of them, you know? Take them out.
Yeah, that does sound a little scary.
I was like fine at first, and then like the second guy came up to me and I was like, I started having a legitimate panic attack. I had to sit down.
I think I'd get really motion sick from it.
I did also,
I get motion sick.
Yeah, I did also get motion sick, and it was not fun.
I'm still curious though. I'm VR curious.
Yeah, same. Although Cozy K Kennedy has, I think she gets pretty motion sick from games, and she has a VR. I think she used it pretty. I've seen her use it a few times on her social media.
Our friend had brought over a VR that is like you hook your phone into it.
Oh, interesting.
But it actually worked really well. And that was my experience playing VR game. And it was a zombie game.
Oh, no.
Like zombies are coming at you. Oh, and I'm like screaming in my living room. Yeah. I think I need like Power Wash Simulator in VR.
Yeah.
That would be more my speed.
All the VR chat is fun because you can like go and see a bunch of weird worlds and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I like that one. But I still get motion sick.
Yeah. Have you seen that VR game where you're like a gorilla without legs? No. It's like Gorilla Tag or something.
No, I haven't seen that one. Why are you pulling out the world's weirdest games right now?
Kind of gamer.
Have you played Froth? What about the one with the gorilla that has no legs?
I'm just giving you new things to look into.
No, it's awesome. I love it. I'm gonna do that right now. Does it have a name?
I think it's called Gorilla Tag.
Gorilla with no legs. VR. I want to add VR onto that. Okay, nothing comes up. So VR.
It's on Steam.
Gorilla.
I'm opening my Steam. I'm gonna look it up right now. It's called Gorilla Tag. It's $20.
That's a lot of money for a gorilla with no legs.
And you like run around as a gorilla with no legs.
Why is that a part of it?
You could get it's like part of like the way that you move, like you got to move the arm things because you're like walking on your arms.
Oh, that makes sense actually. Okay.
So if I which I think at some point we will get a VR headset, I'm gonna play this game. This is what it says on Steam. Run, jump, and climb using only your hands. Play tag or infection with people online. Run away from the infected players or outmaneuver the survivors to catch them. Embrace your inner ape.
Okay. That sounds like a well worth $20 to me.
You believe it's $20?
I genuinely can't believe it's $20, but if it's real fun, I would spend that much.
Yeah, I agree.
Ooh, seasonal holiday update. They added ornaments for Christmas.
Yeah, you get like different gorilla skins and whatnot.
That's pretty good. Is that free? Yeah, regular update. Nice.
Love those free updates.
I do love a good free update.
What are you playing right now?
Right now, while we're talking, I'm just playing a casual game of League while we're talking. No. I am playing League, not right now, but yeah, I play League of Legends very unfortunately like every day of my life. So that's sad. But what's not sad is that I balance it out with cozy games. So, what am I playing right now? What is it? It just came out. Tale, which is also League of Legends.
That's true.
Damn.
Do you like it? It's gotten mixed reviews.
Oh, has it? I haven't looked recently. Is it like really bad?
It's very mixed. It's very much like it's good, but it's a lot of fetch quests.
I can vibe with fetch quests if they're like engaging and fun. But yeah, I would say the way that the game started, it is like that.
For people who don't know, can you explain what Tale is?
Yeah, Tale is it was made by the developers of Graveyard Keeper, which is another cozy game that people talk about that shouldn't be a cozy game. I mean, it's cute. It's a cozy game because it's cozy, but it's about graveyards and you're the keeper.
Yes.
Anyways,
yes.
The people who made that worked with League of Legends to make Tale, which is a cozy game about some of the characters in League of Legends lore. Yordles. Little Yordles.
It's really cute looking.
It's very beautiful. Very, 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 very aesthetically pleasing. Honestly, really enjoy it. It does some of the I already noticed, I don't know if it's a bug or if they just did the mapping wrong, but one of the in the instructions, the tutorial when they first start, one of the keys or one of the controller buttons, they mapped the wrong button for whatever they were telling you to do. So they were saying like, open your inventory by pressing this. And then it was like a completely different button. And I had to find the button. It's like a fun little quest, personal quest for myself.
Personal quest.
It was a personal challenge.
That game, it looks adorable.
It's really, really cute. To be fair, I haven't played enough of it yet to give it like any solid idea of what I genuinely think of it. But I really like it. So,
have you tried out Palia at all?
Is it Palia? Is it Palia or Palia?
That's a good question. I don't know. I call it Palia.
I've been calling it Palia.
I mean, you could be right. Tomato.
I'll consider that. I played a little bit of Palia. Palia. I played a little bit of it, but I don't know. I couldn't get for some reason I couldn't get super immersed in it, which is unfortunate because I think the concept is really cool. Palia is like kind of first of its kind on the Switch, multiplayer, massive. What is that? MMO?
RPG? Yeah, something.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an RPG though, but it's an MMO.
Yeah.
Massive MMO. Multiplayer online.
Yeah, I think that's really, I've been wanting something like that on the Switch for a long time. Something that you can like get on and there's just other players in the world around you. So I like the concept. I really couldn't get engaged in it, unfortunately. Do you play it?
I originally was waiting for it to come out on Switch, and so I downloaded it on Switch, and the performance is just really sucky on the Switch.
That too.
So I switched to playing it on PC, and I like it a lot more on PC, but it gets dull.
Yeah, that's kind of the feeling that I had about it. Kind of felt a little meh after a while.
Maybe it's because the villagers aren't super interesting. Because I'm thinking it has lots of elements of other games that like the cozy gaming community likes. Mm-hmm. So it's got like farming, decorating your house, foraging, and then you do quests with the little townsfolk. But the townsfolk just seem so unrealistic. Or like obviously Animal Crossing villagers are unrealistic, but they're like cartoony and cute.
Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to make the characters in Palia relatable, but they're not.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't progressed in like any of their personal quests or anything, so I haven't seen much of them. But it's funny that you say that because I watched another person's video about Palia and they like specifically talked about how they loved the character development stories in it.
Oh, really?
And I was like, huh, wow.
Maybe I just didn't get far enough.
Because isn't it... Wait, was it free?
It is free, yeah.
That's nuts.
It is nuts that it's free. It's good. It's really good for free.
It's a good... Yeah, okay, so it's a good game for free. Mm-hmm. Honestly.
Definitely worth checking out. But check it out on PC is my advice.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I think I also didn't like how it looked on Switch. Does it look worse on Switch?
It looks really bad on Switch.
Yeah.
Because it's so much to load. The Switch is just a really not a powerful machine.
We're supposed to get a new one from what I hear. So.
Do you mainly play on Switch or do you play on PC?
I do a lot of playing on Switch, especially because sometimes a lot of my work can be like on the computer. So I like kind of laying down and doing the Switch thing.
I get that.
You have, well, obviously you have a PC because you said you did.
Yes.
PC and Switch.
I play more now on my PC than my Switch because I think the performance is a lot better. Mm-hmm. And there's more options of things to play.
Sometimes I sacrifice the performance for comfort.
Depending on it, like certain cozy games don't need that good of performance to be able to play. So playing them on Switch is fine. But then you want to play something like Palia. And it just doesn't do it justice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that. I've definitely done that with... I did that with Coral... No, I didn't do that with Coral Island because Coral Island hasn't come out on Switch.
Yeah, not yet.
How did I do that? I did that with something else.
Disney Dreamlight Valley?
No. Is that available on PC?
Yeah, I just bought it on PC.
Oh, crazy. I didn't know that.
Because I heard that the Switch performance was not great.
When I was playing it, it was not the best.
That game has had lots of controversy around it.
Yeah. I haven't been partaking in the Dreamlight as of late.
I literally just bought it, started playing it yesterday. I fell into it.
You fell?
I succumbed.
They were having a sale, huh?
They were having a sale, yes.
Hey, I get it.
And I was like, yeah, I want that now.
It's the sales are hard to say no to.
Hard to resist, really hard to resist. which is making, I'm looking at my questions here. Seeing what we have not gotten to. And some of what I wanted to talk about was how cozy games are very aesthetic. And I think you've talked about this before in some of your content. And that makes you want to get them because of the aesthetics versus gameplay. So it could be really good looking and the gameplay just sucks. Or it could look really bad and the gameplay is great. Do you have examples of the two?
Oh, for sure. Well, yeah, probably. Let me think about it. I'm unfortunately just a girl, so sometimes I buy things that I shouldn't because they look cute. Let's see. Yeah, what have I'm trying to think of specific examples of things that I bought. And they just didn't end up being what I wanted them to be. Oh, this is a tough one because I'm involved in like the indie game dev community as well. So I don't like putting down games because sometimes I know these people personally. But like Fae Farm, I just did not vibe with at all. And it wasn't that the gameplay was bad, actually it was lovely. Like the whole thing is very aesthetic. The sound design is great. It's a beautiful game, but like I could not get on with like the gameplay loop. Didn't like it. Like the way that the actual gameplay was designed and the way that they keep you engaged, I think it was not the best. That's my opinion. But that's not really a performance issue. Honestly, maybe it's just me because I know a lot of people who really liked
Fae Farm. Taste. I played the demo of that when it went free kind of recently, and I thought it was beautiful. I liked the quality of life things like we were talking about before. You just walk up to something and it pulls out the right tool. So like that was nice. But nothing made me want to buy it.
Yeah, it's like and that's all a part of like game design. That's part of it, is you have to keep people engaged. And I think that can also be a part of performance. Like if you can't keep your audience engaged, then how am I gonna want to keep playing? I'm not gonna wanna. So yeah, that one was a purchase that I made solely based on like, ooh, this looks really cute, I think it's gonna be really fun, and then I opened it up and it was not fun. I did not have a good time. What would be the other one? What is this? We did cute, but not good.
Yeah, games that are aesthetic, but maybe not the best game, and then games that are really good games, but not the most aesthetic.
When I first started playing cozy games, I didn't think Stardew Valley was cute.
Do you think it's cute as it is, or do you gotta put mods on it?
Well, in a perfect world, it would be covered in mods, but head to toe. But I usually play on Switch because I'm a lazy girl, so no mods for me. But now I think it's beautiful. Like pixel art's really, really beautiful. I think it was just my brain at the time. I think what's one? Undertale. Have you ever played Undertale?
I haven't, but I know of it.
I haven't.
Cult classic.
Yeah, some people have said that it's maybe not considered a cozy game, but it's definitely an indie game. But like not necessarily cozy game. But could be. And that's like, that game's kind of ugly.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little low-key, high-key ugly.
Yeah.
It's just basic, it's just like basic pixel art, which is beautiful in its own way, but it's not something that I would pick up and be like, "Ooh, this is really aesthetically pleasing."
Yeah, it's like stick figure pixel art.
Yeah, it's very simple, which also, though, leaves a lot of opportunity for a developer to do so much more with story, gameplay, and sometimes less is more. And you can actually like impose your own idea on what a shape means, or what something is. So it's a really artistic game, I think. But yeah, it's not something I would go, ooh, that's so cute. But I heard that it's a really fantastic game.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Also haven't played it.
I haven't either.
This isn't on my list, but I started thinking about it, and now I'm really interested in your take. So, for a while, I was very into Genshin Impact. Okay. And then I delved into the world of gacha games, and lots of the design in these games are with lots of waifus.
Uh-huh.
What is your take on this whole waifu business?
Yeah, that's a good one. I haven't delved super deep into like gacha game type things. I played Genshin for like maybe an hour on stream one time, and it was enjoyable. I mean, it was like really fun, and honestly, the men in that game, wow, amazing. Sign me up.
They are quite beautiful too.
Sign me up. So like all of the people in that game are beautiful, but let me so that I have a visual reference, I'm gonna pull up.
Genshin isn't even the best example. Look up like Punishing Grey Raven.
Okay. Huh. That woman is just fully naked.
Oh, is she?
There's one. But I don't know. I'm sure some things you can like mod. I don't know. It's funny because it's kind of like you kind of just write some of that stuff off and you're like, well, that's just the genre.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ooh, that's questionable. What is that? Oh no, that's fine. Never mind. Yeah, but I don't know. It's what do you feel about it? Sounds like you have some thoughts.
Yeah, Genshin is like low-key, right? They're not that bad. Like, yes, some of the things that the characters wear, you're like, how is that armor? It's not.
Definitely not.
I don't know if it's adding to the problem or it's just a genre. Like, is it a problem that people are playing games to collect waifus? I don't know.
That is. I'm glad we're thinking about it. I'm glad because it could be. It is kind of it does immediately give me like a visceral no feeling, especially just imagining the kind of people who mainly are doing it,
Yeah, and then it's interesting because it's not the same community of like men who are playing like Call of Duty and things that are really toxic and like rage quitting and whatnot. It's like a different demographic. But I feel like they are in some ways
still toxic,
disrespecting women in a different way.
It's kind of like the whole like nice guys thing. People who hate women come in all shapes and sizes. Like it is not just your stereotypical like drywall punching man. So unfortunately,
true,
because that would be much easier to suss out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting question.
If people don't know what a waifu is, by the way, it's like a very sexy anime woman.
Very sexy.
Very sexy, wearing very skimpy clothing, and there are these games that are very much you play as those women and you just keep gacha games as you keep like collecting more and more characters to play as. So collecting a lot of sexy anime women to play as.
And the physics on these anime women
the physics.
They had physics, you know?
They have booby physics.
They got physics. Yeah.
I mean, personally, I like the design of some anime games. But then it's so hard as a woman because I'm like, should I be offended?
Women are beautiful. But I think something that I made a video a really long time ago about this. I think it was like 2 years ago. And it's the concept of women never having agency in our lives. And then gaming studios using women without agency in their games as like sexual objects, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the concept there, I think, that you could apply is like this game is using women's bodies, women's representation, you know, like the thing that you would associate, and they're taking that and using it usually for their own gain, whether it be monetary or whatever.
Capitalizing on it.
Yeah, capitalizing on women's bodies. And people say, oh, well, it's just a lady in a she doesn't exist, so it doesn't matter. But it's like that says so much though in itself, you know, like you're saying that this lady doesn't matter, like this representation of this woman doesn't matter, so you can do whatever you want to her or about her or whatever. So that says a lot too, I think.
I think they do the same thing with the male physique in games as well, though.
Yeah. But there's still a difference in that.
There's a difference because of the culture behind everything.
Because the culture behind it, yeah. Which is something that I think a lot of men specifically don't usually understand. But I don't know.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we move on to the game?
Let's do it. I'm kind of nervous.
So it is video game trivia.
Oh no. Oh, I'm so bad at trivia.
It's Jeopardy style. So I'm going to try to share my screen because I prepped this.
Listen, I didn't really watch Jeopardy.
That's okay. You don't need to have watched Jeopardy to play the game.
Is that the one with the song that's like do do do? No, wait.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So the question is a statement and you have to answer with what is blank. So
okay,
if it was like a handheld console made by Nintendo, what is a Nintendo Switch?
I'm about to embarrass myself because that's how bad I am at trivia. Okay.
You get to pick your category and your Mooney.
Okay, let's do indie games let's start out easy. Indie games for 100. Oh, Eric Barone. What is Eric Barone?
How do I correct answer spacebar.
The creator of Stardew Valley?
Yes.
Yep. Who is Eric Barone, Concerned Ape?
Yes.
That is the creator. Awesome.
100 points.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, let's do gaming terms for 200.
Term used to indicate that someone is not at their PC.
AFK. What is AFK?
What is AFK?
Heck yeah. You need clapping soundboard.
That would be good. That would be good.
You need the actual Jeopardy music.
That too. I don't know. It might get copyrighted.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hit me with the women in the gaming industry for 100. I want to embarrass myself. Oh God, it's so long.
I don't even know how to pronounce this woman's name. So we'll just go with Aya K. who started her career at Nintendo as a scriptwriter for the Legend of Zelda series, has gone on to direct the 2 latest titles in this popular series.
Ooh.
It is a Nintendo series as well.
2 latest titles in this popular series. So it's in this popular series, as in okay.
So what's the series?
And it's all, you said, you gave me a little hint. It's also Nintendo.
Yes.
Heck, that's rough. Is it what is the one? Oh no, I think those are older. I'm not sure that would. Maybe. Can I just? No, I'm not gonna do that.
You can't.
What is I think they're called Persona.
It's not Persona.
Okay.
I will give you another hint. You've definitely played games in this series.
Oh. What Nintendo series have I played? Oh. Well, why am I blanking? I'm so stressed.
You're gonna see it and be like, oh, why didn't I think of that?
Hold on. Nintendo game. I don't know. Let's see it. What the hell?
Animal Crossing.
Okay.
So I thought that was interesting.
I should have just...
A woman produced the 2 latest Animal Crossing games.
Yeah. Okay, that's really interesting. 2 latest titles in this popular series. Awesome. Yeah. Well, she did an amazing job.
Yeah, and she started some movement at Nintendo about having more female developers on teams.
Did she?
Pretty cool. She did.
I'm
gonna put in the show notes some different links that people could look at for these.
Yeah, questions. I want to. You're probably gonna see this in my content later. Thank you for writing my content for me.
It's really cool. I didn't know it. And Animal Crossing beloved series. So.
That's awesome.
All right, you don't get 100 points for that though. So.
Heck. Okay, let's do gaming terms for 300. Why not?
Term used to indicate making something weaker.
What is nerfing?
What is nerf? Correct.
Heck yeah.
I had to put that in there because if people don't know, Emily has a Nerf the Male Ego merch with ttinventory.
It's
pretty great.
It's really good. I love that one. I wore that to Trader Joe's one time, and the cashier was a man, and he was like, "So what does that mean?" Apparently not a gamer. And I was like, "Oh, it means to like make something like less than, like, what I was like trying to explain it to him, and he was like, and I was like kind of nervous because I was like, is he gonna react to this like really badly? Because it's pretty like, that is kind of confrontational. Like, I'm talking to a man and he's looking at my hat that says Nerf the Male Ego, and he's just this poor innocent Trader Joe's cashier. And he was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And I was like, "Thank you."
At least he had a good attitude about it.
He was super chill. Okay, indie games for 200, please.
A witchy life sim where you play as a character named Tara.
What is Wildflowers?
That is correct.
Heck yeah. Let's do women in gaming industry for 200. Embarrass myself again. Spreading it out.
Video game designer Kim Swift is best known for working on this 2007 puzzle game that revolutionized game level design.
No, I literally have talked about Kim Swift before. God. Video game designer Kim Swift is best known for working on this 2007 puzzle game that revolutionized game level design. Heck. Oh.
I will give you a hint if you want one.
Yes, please.
The game was published by Valve.
That is not helpful. Just hit me with the answer. I'm never going to get any of these. But I've talked about Kim Swift. Portal!
What is Portal?
I literally have talked about Kim Swift and Portal before.
Yeah, she's apparently really popular woman in the gaming industry.
Well, Portal was kind of a big deal. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Have you played it?
I played like a very tiny amount with my older brother when I was younger, but I did not understand it. So
I played it with my husband. He helped me a lot because I get very frustrated at puzzle games, and he's a lot quicker, snappier with those things. But it was a cute co-op moment.
Nice. Yeah, it's good. It's a great co-op game. I mean, it's really cool. Good for Kim Swift.
Yeah.
And women everywhere, to be honest.
Yes.
So, okay, gaming terms for 100?
The easy one. Term used to refer to an inexperienced player.
Why am I struggling with this one? You said, the easy one, and then my brain immediately switched off. It was like, yeah, it's easy. I feel like people call new inexperienced players so many things. Is noob the proper term? What is noob?
What is noob?
Hell yeah. Heck yeah.
Yes, a noob. When I was looking up these terms, I found this article that was like for parents, and it was like the gaming terms that you need to know to understand your child.
Wow. And they included noob in there.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Yes.
That's how I'm going to connect with my children one day. That's rough.
There's nicer things to call people than a noob.
Yeah.
Apparently, the opposite is to call people a boon. Did you know that?
I didn't. Wow. It's good to know. I would never call someone that, but that's good to know.
Me either, but yeah.
It's interesting. All right. Okay, hit me with women in the gaming industry for 300. Let's embarrass myself more.
In 1980, Donna Bailey joined this company's coin-op division as the only woman and went on to co-create the arcade classic Centipede.
I'll tell you right now, I am not going to know that one. Let's just...
It's Atari.
It's a good one.
It was interesting. I also found out that Centipede has like a pastel color palette. Talking about aesthetic games. And she was looking at like the guy who was testing the game or whatever, and something was going on with the screen that made it pastel. And she was like, oh no, we got to change it to that.
It looks great. I kind of want to look it up now because I haven't seen that. Oh, it's so cute. Kind of. It is a centipede, so, you know.
It is a centipede.
Interesting. Okay, cool fact.
Yes.
All right, hit me with that indie games for 300.
All right. A farming sim that features card-based dance battles.
What is Ooblets?
Correct. All right, so what you get?
Sad that I didn't know any of the women in games industry.
You at least knew who was it? Kim
Swift.
Smith? Kim Swift? You knew who she was.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of that kind of stuff is kind of like history where I have to like spend time memorizing it if I'm gonna know it. Goose, the cat is twitching. Oh, baby, are you having a dream? I'm sorry.
I can't believe she's been up there this whole time.
She loves it up there. It's
very cute.
Yeah. She's very sweet. She's my little pal. She just wiggles up there. Look at her jiggling.
Aw, how old is she?
6.
6.
Yeah,
my cat is 11. She is an old lady now.
An old lady.
In
That's
cat ears.
So sweet. I just went to the vet yesterday with my other cat, Jack. He is unfortunately a little bit overweight, so I have to start giving him some arthritis supplements. Poor guy. Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Cats need supplements too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for chatting today. Had a great time. Let the people know where they could find you, interact with your content.
Absolutely. One, thank you for having me. This was a great time. I really enjoyed it. And that game was a blast. That was so fun. I love it. It's so unique. I've never seen, I don't know, a podcast do something like that. It was fun. But you can find me on pretty much, I technically am on Twitter, unfortunately, or X, excuse me, as Meeses Gaming. So it's Meeses Gaming. And then I'm also on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. TikTok and Instagram are my main squeezes. That's right. Me.
And we'll put that in the show notes. And is there anything you want to leave the audience with?
Don't be afraid to game. Do it.
Love it.
Do it. Get in the community. Do it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Emily, and we'll chat again soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.